Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to On OBS and Gynae. In today's video, we will discuss a very important fetal anomaly case scenario specifically designed for TOACS and OSCE exams. This structured approach will help you understand how to present, interpret findings, and manage fetal anomalies confidently in your clinical exams. So here we have a case scenario. 40 years old patient, gravida 3 para 2 with no live issue, came at 20th weeks of gestation with the anomaly scan report. How would you manage her? So after mutual introduction and rapport building, ask further questions related to missing biodata like name, duration of marriage, education, occupation, was it cousin marriage or not, the last menstrual period and regularity of the menstrual cycle, was it planned or unplanned pregnancy. Then take the detailed history regarding the current pregnancy. Ask about folic acid intake and duration of folic acid intake. Any flu, fever and rash in the current pregnancy, any bleeding pain and discharge in the current pregnancy. Was any dating scan done or not, and did that show singleton or multiple pregnancy. Then take the detailed obstetric history. In this case, as a patient is gravida 3 para 2, ask how were the two babies, was any congenital anomaly diagnosed in those or not. If yes, when was it diagnosed and how that pregnancies were terminated, any antenatal, intrapartum and postnatal complications diagnosed in those pregnancies. Ask about family history of any anomaly. Before that, ask about gynecological history including cervical screening, the medical history of epilepsy and diabetes, the surgical history, personal history of the smoking, drug abuse, alcohol and caffeine, the family history of any anomaly as I told you before, the drug history of antifolate drugs like methotrexate or any anti-epileptic drugs, history of the drug allergy, what investigations done so far and what management been done so far. Then do the complete examination of the patient, starting from the general physical examination including vitals, the systemic examination including the breast and the chest examination, per abdominal examination, especially the obstetric examination. Then do investigations starting from the baseline investigation like the blood group and RH factor, blood complete picture including hemoglobin, total leukocyte count and the platelet count, midstream urine analysis including nitrites, pus cells, proteinuria and glycosuria, the oral glucose tolerance test, HbS antigen plus anti-HCV plus anti-HIV antibody test. Then ask about the dating scan and what was its CRL, female length, number of the fetuses and gestational age. Anomaly scan, complete report and the karyotyping. At that stage, the examiner might put forward the anomaly scan report in front of you, which show both kidneys are enlarged, multiple variable sized non-communicating cysts are there in both kidneys, normal renal parenchyma not seen, urinary bladder not visualized, amniotic fluid is absent or showing anhydramnios, gestational age is about 22 weeks and no gross cardiac anomaly has been detected. So examiner might ask, what is your diagnosis? The expected answer is that bilateral multicystic dysplastic kidneys, which is a severe fetal renal anomaly associated with anhydramnios. Now, the examiner might ask, what ultrasound features support this diagnosis? The candidate should mention that in this report the kidneys are enlarged, multiple non-communicating cysts are there, is absence of normal renal tissue, non-visualization of fetal bladder is there, severe oligohydramnios and anhydramnios is there. So all these findings are suggestive of multicystic dysplastic kidney in the fetus. Now, examiner question, why is anhydramnios present in this condition? The expected answer would be fetal urine contributes to amniotic fluid after 16 weeks of gestation. So non-functioning kidneys result in no urine production. Hence, severe oligohydramnios or anhydramnios result in such case. Now, what are the consequences of anhydramnios on the fetus? The candidate should mention that it results in pulmonary hypoplasia, the Porter sequence, the limb deformities, the facial anomalies, umbilical cord compression, or intrauterine fetal death in severe cases. Now, how would you explain this condition to the patient? So, in such case, we would do empathetic counseling of the patient, and we will tell that baby's kidneys have not developed normally. They are replaced by fluid-filled sacs. Kidneys are not working, baby is not making urine, water around the baby is absent. This affects the lung development. Now, what is the prognosis of multicystic dysplastic kidney of the fetus? Our doctor must clearly state that it has got very poor prognosis. It's a lethal condition incompatible with the life. Baby will not survive after birth due to lung underdevelopment. Either stillbirth or early neonatal death will be there. Now, what further investigation will you offer? The expected answer would be detailed targeted anomaly scan. Look for other anomalies, fetal echocardiography, genetic counseling, karyotyping. Now, for the complete management, debrief the patient regarding diagnosis, its implication, and plan of management. Allow time for questions and involve partner and family members. Involve MDT in the management of this patient, including pediatrician and radiologist. The definitive management would be termination of the pregnancy as per gestation age and local laws. Either there is no curative treatment. Termination of the pregnancy should be discussed with the patient. If pregnancy is continued, palliative care after birth would be provided, no aggressive neonatal resuscitation would be done, and comfort care would be provided. Psychological support is very important. Bereavement counseling and follow-up visits should be discussed. Now, examiner might ask what ethical and legal issues are involved. The expected answer would be it's a lethal anomaly. Termination is justified, must follow hospital policy and local law. Informed consent must be taken, and non-directive counseling is essential. So here we have a complete summary where we have done management of 40 years old, gravida 3 para 2 at 20th weeks of gestation with anomaly scan. And this patient is 40 years old, gravida 3 para 2 with no alive child, and an abnormal anomaly scan at 20th week. So the key step would be counseling, in which we would explain the scan finding and discuss prognosis and option, and amniocentesis would be offered, do karyotyping and check genetic problems, rule out the infection, fetal echocardiography to check the fetal heart, follow-up scans to monitor growth. Prognosis and options should be discussed. If severe anomalies, discuss the if severe anomaly is found, discuss determination. If unclear, continue close-up follow-up. So a comprehensive care and patient-centered approach is essential. To conclude, this case was diagnosed as fetal multicystic dysplastic kidney. Always focus on confirming the diagnosis, ruling out associated anomalies, assessing amniotic fluid, and counseling the parents regarding prognosis and management. This systematic approach will help you confidently handle similar TOACS and OSCE station. Subscribe on Obs and Gynae and follow us on Facebook for more high-yield exam content.